Speaker, as the nation and the world mourn the great Raila Odinga, let it be understood that that is my constituency by local appraisal. He is my mentor. He was my first employer in a row. So the kind of experience that I've had with Raila spans beyond 30 years, to be exact, 34 years. And we've been with him almost at a very personal kind of an arrangement and a relationship over the years. Honorable Raila didn't just get to Parliament the way many of us do. It was a great effort by a group of us, a small group of us, because that time Raila himself was in exile. Raila didn't campaign, he was not in the country, and if at all there's any other person who has ever gotten into this parliament, minus campaigning, is Raila Amolo Odinga. He did that by virtue of the work that we were doing. I'm the one who went out meeting the small groups with Ida, with Joe Aguirre, a small group headed by Okiri Pacho as the chair, Shem Akuba, William Okelo, and we're not more than 10. We did that, and Raila got into parliament in 1992 without stepping in the constituency in the name of doing a rally. Fortunately, he didn't know many of the people. He didn't know even where the polling stations were. So that was our effort. Come 1995, when there were issues in Fort Kenya, Raila crossed and actually crossed the floor because he left his party and took another party called NDP. NDP, because of that, had to go for a by-election. So what I did, or what the small group of us did in 1992, we remember it because now Raila could not move to the constituency the way he had wanted, because me at that time had left back to the university for my master's. And he had to come to literally look for us. And that's when Raila got back to parliament in the by-election of 1995. One or two things that I'm too sure that maybe members may not be knowing of Raila. A lot of the things that Raila did, a lot of actions and decisions that Raila implemented, many of them he was not the planner. Many of them he was not initiating. But he had an exceptional courage once convinced.
The honorable members,
anytime.
Order. This is a very solemn moment. And I think it's fair to allow the member of parliament for Bondo, who is also the Raila Odinga's member of parliament, to be listened to. It's a solemn moment. It's not a moment where someone will be contributing and we are all not giving him a chance to, or we are all, doing whatever we are doing. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What I was trying to say is that a lot of things that we might have seen Raila do, many times was not the planner, many times was not the initiator. But the courage and the manner in which, when he was convinced he was taking these things, by the end of the day, they were his things. By the end of the day, they were his activities. And he did them with a lot of courage. The other thing that maybe other members may not know is that Raila was a person who did a lot of multitasking. In fact, if you booked for an appointment and you are talking to him, one person on a phone, your appointment will collapse. He's one person that when he was talking to 3, 4, 5 people, definitely that's a thing that will pass. He used to multitask a lot. He was a man of crisis. In fact, many times Raila managed crisis as though he was planning to manage them. It was very unique in terms of crisis management. Finally, Mr. Speaker, when it got to the issue of how it looked at the principle in sporting, of the issue of the winner and the loser. Many times as a sportsman, a great sportsman, he placed in front of him the principle that once you are in a game, you'll either lose or you'll win. And that's exactly what he had all along. When he went into the games, in the political game, when there was a loss, he will recognize that. And that is exactly why he didn't believe so much in this idea of winner takes it all. He didn't believe in it because after elections, he had wanted that the nation gets back to its feet and that winning government serves everybody. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well said. Next is the member for Aldai.